You shush. All right, we are going into taxonomy. Please write down that word, taxonomy. Yes?
What's our heading?
Classification of organisms. Put that up there as well. Good question. Classification of organisms. All right, taxonomy. Taxo, meaning arrangement. And onomy, meaning the study of. Together in Latin, it is literally the study of arrangements. In this case, how do we arrange animals and plants according to how they are related to each other? That's where we get that word from. Now we've got millions of species on this planet, all of them dictated somehow by either RNA or DNA. How do we figure out who goes where and who's related to who? And that's been tackled since ancient Greek times. Linnaeus was one of the first to try and tackle this problem, and he had trees, shrubs, flowers. That was his first taxonomy of plants. Since then, it has become way more complicated than that and way more accurate as well. Underneath this, I actually want you to write out D, K, P, C, O, F, G, S. I know it doesn't spell anything. No, it's not an anagram. So, you're going to think me crazy for this, but I actually want you to write this out next to it. Dumb. King. Philip. Cain. Over. For. Green. Last word's probably the longest one. Spaghetti. And you're probably thinking, Miss Wissant, that don't make any sense. That's because this is just a spoken way to remember how to remember that. I can't remember the exact word for it. But it really stands for domain. The largest group of any classification of any organism, there's only 3. Kingdom. Kingdom of animals. Kingdom of plants. Kingdom of bacteria. Phylum. Starting to split off now into smaller groups. Mammals, reptiles, birds. Class. Are they a type of waterfowl? Do they share genes with others in their class? Order. Family. Now we're getting to the really close ones. The cat family, the canine family, primates, like us. Genus. A tiger may not be in the same genus as a cat, but they are still in the same family. And then, of course, the most specific of all of them, one type of organism that can mate and make viable offspring, the species itself. You will thank me in high school for learning about dumb King Philip. You will need this, and if you go into college and you have to take Biology 101, you'll see it again. Give me a thumbs up when you have all those, please.
Deckard.
All right, we're recording. To go. Okay.
We'll catch up on this later, sweetie.
All right. Quietly. Go. All right. So I know I wrote this quite big. We got some blank space, some negative space in here. So we're going to actually go with an organism. Okay? I love drawing him. He's got big ears.
Is this an example?
Yeah, this is the organism we're going to go with. He's been on a diet, so he's quite thin. Some people already know who we're going with. It is Jimmy. Jimmy is he definitely has 3 hairs that grow out of his head. He's got lovely eyebrows. Got pierced ears. Swarmy eyes. Actually has some eyeshadow on there. I'll zoom in. My marker does not capture his beauty. A pointy nose. A Clark Gable mustache. And a smug little smile. All right. So, yes, that's him. That's Jimmy.
That's sweet face. I thought it wasn't obviously allowed to look first.
All right. Does everyone have some semblance of handsome Jimmy? Yes, no?
I thought it was King Philip.
No, we're drawing him later. All right, so here's our organism, Jimmy. Jimmy is actually going to be his common name. It's what his friends call him. That's Jimmy. It's what goes to a party, hey Jimmy. That's what his old friends call him. He may walk into the party and there may be other people called Jimmy too, which becomes very, very, very confusing. Because in other countries, we may call tiger something else. And let's see, mama hoo-hoo. A who in Chinese is a tiger. Does that sound anything like English tiger? No, that's the problem with common names. They change from place to place. Jimmy needs a scientific name. When he goes out of the country and he presents his scientific research to other places, he uses his scientific name because all around the world people know him by his scientific name. This is also the name his mother screams out the back door when he's in a lot of trouble. It's very formal. So we are going to call him Jiminy. Oh wait, sorry. That's not supposed to be capitalized, the last one. Jiminy Genus. Sorry, that's not supposed to be capitalized. It's supposed to be a lowercase. First one should be capitalized. Second one should not be capitalized. And usually you see them in italics to make them look even more pronounced in scientific papers. Sorry. Big case. Lowercase. There you go. All right. So Mama screams, "Jiminy, Jimus!" out the back door when he's in trouble. He is known in Japan as this. He is known in China as this. He is known in Kazakhstan as this. Okay, anywhere around the world, this is his scientific name. But around his friends here in Georgia, he's also only known as Jimmy. Or Jimmy Boy. Or any other common name someone comes up with him for. Or late to dinner. All right, does everyone have those?
Yes.
We have a scientific name too. Can anyone tell us humans' scientific name?
People. Animals. Humans.
Humans is the common name for us. That's one common name. No, try Homo sapiens.
Oh.
That is our scientific name for our species. Homo sapien. All right, everyone have this? Is he beautiful?
Yes, very good.
Okay, we're flipping to the next page. I'm going to turn my page. This may go a little faster than I thought. Renee. Lockhart. Sorry.
No, allowed to call me that for sure.
Yeah. All right. Privileges.
Whenever they become an adult, they can call me that.
Y'all can come back in 6 years and color that. All right. So now we're going to put Jimmy, a species, into a genus. So not terribly large, but I want you to redraw Jimmy near the top of your paper. And he's not going to look as swarmy and handsome in my small one, but he's still there. Dude. I hate my sketchbook. All right, and somewhere beside him, please go ahead and write his scientific name again. Jiminy Jimus. I'll zoom in on that. How many of y'all have ever traced your family tree? A few people. I mean, you may know as far back as, let's say, my great-great-grandfather, kind of, sort of. Past there, it gets a little blurry. Yeah. All right. So Jimmy is going to be in a genus, and we're going to do a cute little curved line here. This genus, which is just a collection of organisms that are very similar, panther, lion, and tiger would be an example of a genus. Okay, they're in the Panthera genus. Okay, so this genus is going to be genus Jimmy. Yay! That means Jimmy is going to be joined by other organisms. And if Jimmy wants to get interesting, he can actually have babies with these other species, but they'll be sterile. Yes. Think mules and ligers are good examples of cross-species babies, but ligers can't have more ligers. They are sterile. All right, we're not going to make Jimmy do that today, though. Jimmy does have a cousin. He has similar features. He has the 3 hairs again. Notice that 3 hairs is a similar comparison. They both have pierced ears. We're just going to say they naturally come out that way. He does not have a swarmy look on his face. In fact, he looks very happy to see everyone all the time. I'm going to zoom in. He has a Clark Gable mustache, but he also has buck teeth. I'm going to draw some buck teeth. Camera zoom and focus. Focus, thank you. All right, this common name is Dave. I can't remember his name. I am so sorry to my person who made this character. Dave. Dave is his common name. He is also David. He is also late to lunch. Okay, he's got a lot of common names again. But he is going to be, and he's going to have that genus name, Jiminy Davis, as his scientific name. So notice with these two species, since they're in the same genus, they're going to share the same genus name as the first part of their scientific name, but they're going to have a different species name for the back half to distinguish them from each other in papers. All right, does everyone have Dave? Yeah, looking at me like blankly.
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you, having Dave. All right, please, okay, my box is like crumpling underneath the weight of my camera. Stop it. All right, I'm going to draw a fork between these two because we're actually going to put them on a family tree. All right, so this is genus Jimmy, and y'all can do a lazy line around them to block them off from the rest of the world. If they decide to try and get weird and have babies outside of this, it's just not going to work. They're too genetically different if they try and go with another genus. Going down the family tree, we are going to go with another Jimmy. They have kind of similar traits, but they're not compatible at this point. Let's see, where can I put this genus name? I'll put it here. Yay! We are going with genus Beastie. And when I say E, I mean 2 eyes. There's a reason for that. Beastie.
B-E-A-S-T-I-I.
B-E. There you go. All right, put it into a cute little ribbon. This is a family tree. Gonna make it Harry Potter-esque. It's interesting with common names because even though it has the same interesting body, it's a little rounder though, had a little bit more to eat. We are going to go with a Mr. Beast kind of organism, so as best you can, a panther head on top of your thing, because Mr. Beast is also, guess what, known as Jimmy. There's another Jimmy. He shares a little bit of semblance with our first Jimmy, but he's not the same species. We'll also give him pierced ears. So despite the common name of Jimmy, not the same organism. We're going to give him the scientific name of Jimina Beastie. He is now on his own branch of this family tree. Comes out with pierced ears. He's known as Jimmy at parties. He's known as Jimmy by his friends. But that's as far as the simulances stop or go with this one. We're going to continue down our family tree. Now, have you noticed another semblance with these, another similarity with these animals? What can they all do? What are they all doing in position? Raising their hands, and they are? They're standing. What inside an organism do they need to be able to stand? Real legs. Okay, what's inside my legs to help give structure to them? Bones and muscles. All right. Well, these guys, they're called vertebrates. It means that they have vertebra or an actual backbone to help give them structure. So I'll put with backbone. Even a snake is a vertebrate. Even though it doesn't have limbs, it still has a nice long spine that goes through it with a centralized nervous system, meaning it has a brain and a spinal cord. Now further down the tree, there was a genetic accident. Okay? I'm so sorry to this one, but we're going to go meet Cousin Boneless. Cousin Boneless. He drags himself into parties, okay? Cousin Boneless is just that. You can throw him like a frisbee, you can strap him to a chair, you can tie him in a knot because he got no bones. He's got round ear, just 2 hairs, still pierced ears. And he screams at people to get him off the roof because someone threw him up there and he can't get down. He has no bones except for some teeth and some cartilage. That's it. He's kind of like a shark, a really floppy shark. Cousin Boneless is an example of an invertebrate. That prefix, in, simply meaning without. It's things like insects. They don't have an actual bone backbone. Things like mollusks, sea slugs, things like that. Alright, everyone got a Cousin Boneless? Yes.
Yeah, I feel bad for Cousin Boneless.
Oh, don't. He's a riot at parties. He just accidentally got stuck on the roof.
Well, I still feel bad.
Why? You can tie him to the ceiling fan and turn it on high and he'll be okay.
Can he still move? But
He can still move. He can just drag himself.
Still get hurt.
we could bounce on him like a trampoline.
He can't break his bones because he has no bones, but he can still get hurt. How many dragons have
He'll be okay.
Blood.
Water pressure inside of his body. We'll put that that way. All right. So we have. Oh, we need to give a genus name to him too. I'm sorry. We'll call it Genus Boneless. Even though everyone calls him a cousin, that's just kind of a moniker. We're not exactly sure where he came from. We just know that he shares just a little bit of DNA with the others to be included in the Jimmy family. And that's about where the simulances stop. That's okay. There are some animals that literally only have a branch to themselves because all others on that branch have gone extinct. So at least he's still got some people around. Any questions on this? And yes, they can be weird questions. That's fine. Yes, sir.
So is this basically like a family?
It is a family, yes, of organisms. Think cat family. Everything from a tiny munchkin cat all the way up to the largest tiger in the world. Dogs are one of the more diverse families. Even just Canis domestici, or domesticated canine. I think that's what their name is. Is that what their scientific name is? I'm going to go with it. All right.
I'll look that up.
Everything, a Chihuahua can have babies with a Great Dane. It's hard, but it can happen. There's some really weird dog combinations like a dachshund and a pit bull out there. They're the same species, but different sizes. They can still have babies. Now let's say a dog goes with a wolf, which is Canis lupus. They can have Balto, okay, which was a dog-wolf mix. Balto can't have babies.
Oh, is that where we get the husky?
The huskies share similar characteristics with wolves, but no genes really. That's a good question as well.
If you were asking about the feline, the domestic cat, what I have is the two most common non-human animals that interact with humans are domestic dogs, which is Canis familiaris,
Canis
and
familiaris,
cats,
sorry.
which is Felis catus.
Yes, Felis.
That's per Google.
Per.
Per Google.
All right. Other questions?
Is Jim and the Beastie nice? Because he doesn't look very nice.
He's Mr. Beast. He hands out money. That's one of his traits, is he hands out money. Okay.
I wanted him already. He looks mean.
He does not
Loud. He's very boisterous.
He's very boisterous, yes.
Will he take me to Taco Bell?
Yes, he will take you to Taco Bell. And then buy you the Taco Bell. Alright. Alright, we're still recording. Any other questions or anything you want to add, Miss Lockhart? No?
Tomorrow we'll get more into how the categories are all separated out.
Okay. We'll message him on Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube.
Beast looks like a shark.
That's what I drew, and that's with a marker. So give me some credit. All right, we're pausing this. To my online people, hope this helped you. Please copy this and email it to me, or put it in your Google Classroom. Bye bye.